What's going on, everybody? This is John David, the Faceless Man, on a beautiful morning here in Westlake Village, California, right here on the lake. I just a quick excerpt from my book, The Faceless Man. We're coming down to the launch day of March 31st. My father, the anniversary of his passing recently, and I wrote a little passage here. My parents were really tough on me, and what seemed really hard at the time when I was a kid, I was angry at them for a long time because they were always so hard on me. I talk about this, and if I scored 20 points, my dad would be like, well, but you mouthed off at the ref, or you had too many fouls, or if I had a B, why wasn't it an A, And I remember kicking a field goal and winning a game at Trinity High School in my sophomore year, and the crowd was crazy. I was in the news and everything, and the next morning I grabbed the newspaper, and my dad was like, he snatched it from me, even though it said Gregory's dream kick saves Trinity. And but he says, stop reading your own press, you'll get the big head. So with that being said, I used to get really upset about that, but there's a section in here that I write about. I said what my parents built in me. I said my parents weren't perfect, but they were powerful. Their toughness made me resilient. Their expectations made me disciplined. Their flaws gave me compassion. Their love, hidden under layers of pressure, was real. They raised a fighter, a survivor, a man who refuses to quit, a man who found God in the ruins and purpose in the pain. And I have to just tell you, that is something that's so important. Even as a coach, I've experienced, when you're tough on kids and they experience adversity and driving and pushing, they're like, man, Coach Gregory, you're crazy. You push us too hard. Or why do you yell so much? Or why do you know what? It's like God created me this way, even from the mentors that I had growing up, and my parents and my coaches, because he knew this world was going to be hard to live in, and we have to train these young people up in a way they should go, so that they'll be able to handle this craziness. But I just wanted to say, there's so much more of this in my book. You got to make sure you get a copy. You can go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble, The Faceless Man, and hear more of these stories. I have so many stories of my life and my childhood and things on how I was overcome, even some of the choices, good, bad, and the ugly. So anyways, God bless you guys. Listen, I honor my parents today. Make sure you honor your parents and tell them you love them if they're still around. I hope they are. If not, I love you, Mom and Dad. Rest in peace. God bless. The Faceless Man. Let's go.